Hello, friends. This is April 7th, 9:06 a.m. I'm River, and I've been training at this place called Maple, the monastic academy for the preservation of life on Earth, I trained there for 6 weeks, from February to the start of March, and I have now come home to coach Ultimate Frisbee. I'm in my home region of Western Massachusetts. Very delighted by this. And I, wow, there's these great, beautiful, fluffy snowflakes falling right now. Wonderful. In any case, I have been greatly inspired, encouraged, and generally found my life to improve through this training. I feel much more ease and happiness, and I feel the great meaning and purpose in the work and mission of Maple. So, Maple is basically this, I would describe it as a modern Zen Buddhist learning center. And one part of the experience is this study, this educational, this academic study of the Dharma, as well as the ideologies and views that are currently running the world, that have shaped the world and are running it now. So this is what the people in, for example, Silicon Valley, the people building AI, how they understand the world. And we're studying all of this so that we can articulate this way forward, this way of wisdom and compassion, because we see that wisdom and compassion right now are lacking. We have this explosion, this acceleration of intelligence, and it is not solving our problems. In fact, it is creating more problems. We see that we have widespread environmental degradation. We see that people are less happy than ever. There's more depression, more anxiety, more loneliness. So intelligence is not solving it. Why is that? We believe that Buddhism has an answer. It has this ethical way of living, and a way of practicing and directly realizing wisdom for yourself in your experience. And so we're training and being able to answer these very difficult questions and facing the crisis at hand, and being giving our lives to the benefit of all beings, becoming what needs to be, people that can actually step forward and serve in this way, in this time of need. And so my friends over at Maple in the past few days, they have been training and going through this Unit 3 assessment. We have 6 questions, very challenging, and the goal is to answer them in 5 minutes, pulling down these competencies that we've been training in, as well as drawing on personal experience, historical example, contemporary analysis, and Buddhist doctrine in 5 minutes. So I am going to, this time, roll this D20. D6 would be better, but I'm going to roll this D20 to select a question at random, and I will do my best to answer it right now. Here we are. A 1! Easy enough. Okay, well, then we are answering number 1. Analyze, disprove, and replace a traditional/Western Buddhist claim. And 2, an accelerationist claim that Maple's definition of intelligence is wrong. Very good. We will go until 9 minutes. So, Maple's definition of intelligence, let's start there. We define intelligence at Maple as the ability to create problems. And one word we use for this is samskaras. Okay. We say intelligence and samskaras are the same thing. Now, samskaras comes from the traditional Buddhist text, and there's many ways it's been translated into the English worldview. Some have been volitional formation. There's been the conditioned or the conditioning, but the way we put it describe it here at Maple is that samskaras are intelligence, samskaras are pattern replication. Okay. And so, a Western Buddhist or traditional Buddhist might say, no, you're taking this thing. It means more than that. You shouldn't use it in this particular way. But the truth is, the Buddha did this very same move in his day. And what I mean by this is the Buddha took terms from the dominant religion, from the Brahmins. The Buddha took some of the terms that they used and he co-opted them. He used these terms, which they themselves could be described as samskaras, as constructed ideas. And he used them skillfully. He took them and co-opted them and changed the definition in order to teach, in order to help people drop those views and liberate themselves. Okay. And the Buddha was very specific with the wording that he used with samskara. Okay. So we believe that we are holding this meaning true, and we are attempting to use it skillfully to meet people where they are at, and take this very, very crucial word of our time, intelligence, artificial intelligence. It's blowing up. It's everywhere. We're using this word so we can create change and turn this potential poison, which, because intelligence is omnicidal. And I'll go into that a little bit. We're trying to turn this poison, which is omnicidal, into a medicine for the world, right? And so why is intelligence omnicidal? How could that be true? Well, intelligence is steeped in ignorance, okay? What I mean by that is it is a form of adding on, building up, layers and layers. When you are not in direct contact with reality, with truth, you want to look for ways to grasp and manipulate and control the world around you. There's this desire to control. This is coming from the left hemisphere of our brain. The left hemisphere plays this role of collapsing the infinite possibility space into this concrete thing, right? Which we can grasp and hold, and manipulate to meet our goals, our needs, our desires. And we've gotten very good at this. In fact, this has kind of become the dominant way that we view and interact with the world for several centuries now. This has been corresponding with the exponential increase of intelligence, which has gone about since the cognitive, really from the birth of life on this planet, which initially was just operating with what we call the first AI, this sensing the world, perceiving the world, right? And then the complex life began growing into these communities and multicellular organisms and into bigger forms of life. And this subjective sense began to emerge. Life could feel, I like this, I don't like this, and this and I'd neither like or dislike. And then we have the cognitive revolution some 70,000 years ago, where we develop language and the capacity to share in stories, and this intersubjective realm comes into being. And with language, we have the ability to coordinate ideas, bodies, and minds at massive scale, and this is power. And so at this point, we suddenly see, shortly after the cognitive revolution, about 5,000 years ago, we have the agricultural revolution, and now we're able to coordinate more and more people. We're able to threaten entire ecosystems and change entire ecosystems. We invent money. And then 5,000 years ago, we have the Industrial Revolution. Our capacity expands even more, right? The intelligence is growing. We're processing more information. We're manipulating more of the world. We're threatening all the ecosystems of the world, changing all of them as we extract and build and use this intelligence to manipulate the world towards our ends, right? And now in the past 70 or so years, and even accelerating this day, this moment, we have the digital revolution, right? The curve is going up now exponentially, and at the same moment we see this curve happening with the killing of all life on Earth. Oh, goodness me, it's 10. Okay, I've gone over 5. I'm going to wrap it up. So this is to say, intelligence is indeed omnicidal, because it is divorced from reality. It is coming from ignorance. It is about building up, adding on, abstracting from what is true and good and real. However, it's not inherently bad, because once again, like the Buddha had co-opted terms from the Brahmins, we can use intelligence skillfully as a means of achieving liberation. So accelerationists who would say Maple's definition of intelligence is wrong, intelligence is good, it's where all the good stuff comes from. No. As I just laid out, this rise, this exponential increase of intelligence is corresponding to the killing of all life, and that cannot be a good thing. It is not solving of our problems. We are more depressed, anxious, and lonely than ever before. So this unbounded growth of intelligence that is unmoored by compassion and wisdom is the cause of our problems. However, we can cultivate compassion and wisdom through this practice and other practices, and that is what we are doing here at Maple. All right, I cheated a little bit, but thank you for being here with me. That was my first take.